So it is 6:02. We'll call this meeting to order. The German Township Board meeting for December 15th of 2025. If we'd like to first begin by stating the pledge.
Wait a minute.
All right.
Okay.
Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If we may have just one brief moment to honor those that have passed and those that continue to serve. Thank you. So everybody please have a seat. Well, first I would inform all visitors that this meeting is being recorded as always. I would indicate that today we had some issues with our live feed through the internet, but I'm sure that'll be come up to speed shortly. So we indicate that if you wish to speak when the public is invited to speak, just note that you're on the record. And there's a slight comment from our trustee that we didn't have the meeting last week because our trustee fell ill. But we're glad to see her back and doing well now.
Thank you.
All right, so next I'll call on Secretary McNeil to call roll call.
Okay, Rudy Monterosa,
Present.
Kevin McClanahan,
Here.
Mary Ellen McNeil present, Jennifer Robinson, all present.
Great. All right, next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. So I call on Secretary McNeil to go over the meeting from the last, to go over the minutes from the last meeting that took place in October.
Okay, German Township Advisory Board meeting, October 6, 2025. Meeting called to order at 6:04 p.m. by Chairman Monterosa. Pledge of Allegiance said by all, followed by a moment of silence for service members and the passing of Diane Schmeislow. Meetings are now being live streamed. Roll call by Secretary McNeil, Chair Rudy Monterosa present, Board Member McClanahan late but present. Secretary McNeil present, Trustee Robinson present, all present. September 2025 minutes read by Secretary McNeil. Motion by Chair Monterosa to accept September 2025 minutes as read. So moved by Secretary McNeil. Second by Board Member McClanahan. The ayes have it. Motion carried. September 25 second meeting minutes read by Secretary McNeil. Motion by Board Member McClanahan to accept second meeting minutes as read. Seconded by Secretary McNeil. The ayes have it. Motion carried. September 2025 financials read by Trustee Robinson. Concerns asked and answered. Motion by Board Member McClanahan to accept September 2025 financials as read. Seconded by Secretary McNeil. Ayes have it. Motion carried. Ordinance/resolution for appropriations and tax rates 100625 read by Secretary McNeil. Trustee Robinson clarified the resolution 100625. Motion by Board Member McClanahan to accept as read. Seconded by Secretary McNeil. The ayes have it. Motion carried. Trustee Robinson offered the public a copy of the proposal 2026 budget at the September 8th, 2025 board meeting, seconded by Secretary McNeil. The ayes have it. Motion carried. Paula Rentals report presented by Deputy Trustee Brown. 2025 rentals fully booked with 148 rentals through September, totaling 21,025 compared to the entire 2024 year of 159 bookings for 25,985. Several HOAs renting are Arbor Point and Lake Blackthorn. The Girl Scouts also have use of the hall. Concerns asked and answered. Trustee report, Clay Fire Chief Killian Said 4 of the 5 townships have pledged their financial support. Roseland is meeting to vote on their portion. Question asked and answered. Centers completed jobs are Pavilion electrical work, Forte waterproofing system, and varied downspouts and KSS bathroom partitions installed. Upcoming events include trunk and treat October 29th, hot dog chili supper on November 12th, potluck December 10th, lastly, a food giveaway November 7th. Hearing of visitors, no input. Go to the township. Trustee Robinson announced the Portage Prairie Cemetery restoration finished. Took 3 to 4 weeks. Board member McClanahan thanked Clay Fire Chief McClanahan for his efforts regarding township's financial pledges to Clay Fire territory. Also, good job, Trustee and Deputy Trustee Brown. To Trustee Robinson, excuse me. Good job to Trustee Robinson and Deputy Trustee Brown for already using internal controls, the ITA classes covered on financial management of German Township monies. Jason Critchlow, Trustee, awarded 2025 Trustee of the Year by the Indiana Township Association. Adjourned meeting, motion to adjourn 6:55 p.m. by Chair Monterosa. So moved by Board Member McClanahan. Second by Secretary McNeil. Ayes have it. Motion carried. Next meeting, December 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. 51755 Portage Road, South Bend, 46628.
Is there a motion? Thank you, Secretary McNeil. Is there a motion on the floor to accept these minutes as proposed?
I'll make a motion to accept as read.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Is there any amendments or corrections and or discussion that needs to be had? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. All those opposed state by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion carries. Great, thank you, Secretary McNeil. Next, I see that on the agenda, we had the fire chief was going to come in and say a few words. We'll postpone that till later to see if he actually, if he has the opportunity to come down to speak with us. Next on the agenda, we have from the county, Mr. Rolfs for a presentation. We'd invite you to the floor, Mr. Rolfs.
Thank you very much, Mark Rolfs, 1122 Quigley, South Bend. With the St. Joseph County Republican Party, but I really have a message that applies to both parties. It's about the state convention coming up next June. Now, why am I here on this cold December night talking about something that's going to happen next summer? If you want to be a state convention delegate, you have to apply by being on the ballot, which means you have to apply in this window from January 7th to February 6th, like all other candidates do running for other offices.
I'm sorry, January what?
January 7th to February 6th. I think information sheet here for you. So last election cycle, there were more people running than wanted to. So if you wanted to be a delegate, you have to run on the ballot. Oftentimes in the past, there have been open spots in the chair, which just appoint people for both parties. But we've had a competitive races. So if you want to be a delegate on the Republican side or on both sides, you have to run on the ballot, and that will guarantee you a spot. And as a reminder to everyone, in Indiana, for Attorney General, Secretary of State, Lieutenant Governor, Treasurer, Comptroller, we don't elect people via primaries. They're elected at the state convention. So it's another way to participate in your democracy. And instead of being 1 out of 2 million people voting in a primary, you're 1 out of 1,500 people that get selected. And it's a lot of fun. You go down, there's a big, usually a big party the night before, and it's a festive kind of occasion. Like last time, one of the races came down to 3 votes. So it was a very razor thin election. So this information sheet we're going to have on for the Republican side on Saturday, January 10th, there will be a meeting where you can learn about the duties of it. We'll have the forms there, and you can fill out to make sure you file out for the right district. I'm sure the Democrats will have something similar, but I don't have the information about their event or whatever they're doing. But that's basically it, and hopefully we're trying to get as many people to participate in this as possible. So any questions? Happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Mr. Rolfs, thank you for taking the time to come over and give us this presentation. First, I'd invite the public if they had any questions. Okay, seeing none, the board members,
I don't, but I want to thank you for coming out on this cold night too.
Pleasure.
It's Ella's
Pleasure.
night.
Pleasure.
And this is a nice thing to have. I do know people who do want to get involved.
Yeah, and spread the word around. We're spending it on our newsletter. If you have a newsletter and maybe get something similar from the Democrats to be bipartisan and send something out
Right.
for both. So, we're just trying to get more people involved. A lot of times we have the same people doing it every year. We want to
Yes.
make new people get involved, especially from some of the areas on the
And we need
edges. So it's not
younger
dominated by the
people.
St. Joe's, the St. Cloud and Mishawaka group.
Madam Trustee, you read my mind, that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely believe that this is an opportunity for people that may not necessarily be interested in running for office now, but this sounds like a great opportunity for them to be able to get involved. And I
Yes.
know that from what I've seen this year and last year, it seems that our youth are being really active with regard to what's happening in our community. And so hopefully they'll take up the charge to actually run for office or at least get their feet wet and having an opportunity to be able to get involved with this convention. And again, I wanted to reiterate, you indicated that here it's listed that it's the GOP because you're here or there's going to be information from the Republican Party. The state convention itself, it's open to the entire state of Indiana. Is that right?
Right, so each county gets a certain number of delegates. It's in Fort Wayne this year for the Republican side. So we have 61 delegates from St. Joseph County. So,
My girls were the youngest two that was when Bernie Sanders was running. So that's been a long time ago. But they were the two youngest delegates in Indiana.
Well, great. Well, thank you.
thanks.
Is there-
Thank you
You
so much.
spoke about youth in politics. Do you have any youth organizations that you can think of? I could come give this or try and get them.
Yeah,
involved.
Boys and Girls Club, La Casa de Amistad.
Girl Scouts come here.
Yeah.
I don't know how old the Girl Scouts end.
Are they over 18, the Girl Scouts, or?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say they're probably.
We
too
do
young.
have a 4-H club, but I think they stop at 18 as well. Do you know any youth? You're youth?
I would wager, it depends on what type of resident you're looking at, whether you're looking at permanent Indiana residents. But your Notre Dame College Republicans might be interested. They might have some that are local too.
They usually register back home is what I find.
Yeah.
They come here. Well, the Casa Amistad would be good.
And Rudy has affiliation with those, right? Casa.
Well, but now that I said that, I think that the only concern there is that they're supposed to be nonpartisan.
Yeah,
So if it's like the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, but I'm just thinking that if anything, those individuals would have resources, would be able to know of other youth organizations or youth groups.
yeah.
that they
Juan
can-
Constantine always tells me there's no partisans. Although I do know
Right.
he invites Mayor Mueller to come over and give town hall during election
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
But he doesn't let us come over there, so. Hopefully he'll change his mind.
Yeah, so.
Well, thank you for
Thank you again.
Thank you
joining
so
us
much.
today.
And you're welcome to stay
Yeah,
for the rest of the meeting
trying
if
to hear
you'd
what
like.
you're gonna get as your-
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alrighty, so then we thank you for that presentation, Mr. Rolfs, and then on to item number 7, Trustee Robinson, to go over the October and November statements.
Yes. All right. All right, here's our October. That one first in our checking account. So our checking account started out with the beginning balance on the 1st of October was $11,736.31. And our ending balance on the 31st was $11,098.96. And you guys can go over that if you'd like, and then we'll go to the savings.
Okay, well, members of the board, if you, is there a motion to approve the bank statements for the month of October?
No, right now I've just read this one, the checking. I haven't read the savings, but I can.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Let's
I
have
can
you
read the savings as well.
Savings, please. yeah.
So, the beginning balance on 10/1/25 was $1,122,161.37. Our interest rate is still 4.21%. And for that period, we made $3,889.81. Interest paid at that point was for $39,371.68. And is telling you also what was paid last year in interest, and it was $52,943.15. So the beginning balance, like I said, was $1,122,000, And then the ending balance was 1,096,232 .76 cents. And we had money coming out, and the reason there is a big change because we paid the cemetery, and that was a $64,000 what we paid for them, so. And you're more than welcome to go through the rest of it.
All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion before we start getting into discussion, to accept the October minutes. Take a breath. All right, is there a second?
Second?
Oh, take a breath. One was.
Oh, take a breath. Thank you.
Well, if there's not a motion, there's not a motion.
Jennifer, I see, and I just want to refresh my memory. It's been a couple months. It's.
What page are you on, Trevor?
um, it is. That's bank statement number 4. Or did they all say that? They all say that. So I'm gonna give you a number. I'm not, it's another question. And it was the heirloom construction. It was
Heirloom?
Heirloom.
Yes.
Probably.
That is our cleaning
Okay,
person.
okay.
And did they go up?
Yes, they did. They raised their rates.
So for 4 weeks, it'll be $1,500 every month, I guess.
No, if it's 5 weeks. It'll
5
be
weeks?
15. Yeah, and then it will be $12.50 if it's 4 weeks.
Have we ever entertained a different cleaning company just to see how
I
in line
have
they
called
are?
around to Molly Maids. I have called around. The thing is with Molly Maids, and this young lady will come at nighttime or the mornings before church, since we rent out our room. A lot of services aren't gonna come here at 11 at night or 12 when the parties leave on Saturday nights. Or before our church on Sunday mornings. Well, she does that with flexible hours, and a lot of them aren't going to do that.
And do they mop?
I think
Every
most
week?
of the time, I don't know for sure every week. I mean, she's told to. But I don't babysit every week. Like she did actually come clean all this upstairs today and vacuum. But you can't tell now because we've had the toy drive and there's been people going back and forth upstairs, but so she did vacuum today. She was here. But
Well, I know, but if you pay her to do that at least once a week, that, because it gets heavy use.
yes, it does.
It looks pretty bad sometimes, like I'm
Yes,
in here for
it looks
bingo.
bad this evening coming up the stairs, but she did clean it all this up. Approximately at 12:30 today. But then we've had a lot of traffic in and out. So it got salt and that white stuff there.
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to approve the bank statements for the month of October.
I had several other questions. If I may.
Give me one quick second. Yeah, you can go ahead.
And the Navarre services are what?
Okay.
Electric? Oh, that is for the pavilion? Okay. And the, what was it, for the restoration? Did you say that also came through?
Are you talking about the cemetery?
Yeah,
Yes,
they did.
that's the November statement.
Oh, was it? Okay, then I'll wait till then. Cause I was looking for that one too. And you say they, well, I'll wait.
Go ahead, you can say it.
No, I'll wait until the November comes up. That's okay. I would caps.
Were there any other questions from?
I'm
members
good.
from the board?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is there, I'll entertain a motion to approve the October statement.
I'll make a motion to approve the October statements as seen on the balance sheet.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Was there any further discussion? Questions or? I had some questions, Jennifer.
Yes, for October.
For October.
Okay.
But it kind of goes with the month of November as well, but I know that over the course of, what was it, the last maybe 2-3 months, we had this directive from the state on Senate Bill 1. was it?
Yes,
Right.
and I still don't know all of Senate Bill 1.
Right, and I recall that our governing, or excuse me,
ITA?
the ITA had provided a CLE, or not CLE, information session through YouTube, and they still had questions after that.
Yes,
But what I would just want to make sure is that we're in compliance with that we've been following through with what we need
as
to do.
much as we can be, and not everyone, people higher than myself don't understand it yet either.
Yeah.
So we're doing everything we're supposed to do that I know of. And we're in compliance with everything that we are supposed to.
Okay. So, and I saw the paperwork that you submitted that the board had approved. I just note that we still have a large balance, which is good,
Yes.
right? We don't want to be in the negative.
Yes, it is.
But when we look at savings that were in this $1 million and some, and we still ended with a balance that you had cited at $1,096,232.76. So it seems to me that we have some proposals as far as what we want to be able to spend that money on.
Yes,
Pursuant to what the state was requesting the townships to do throughout the state.
and I don't know if it was in Mary Ellen's minutes or not, but we did approve a capital plan,
Right.
so,
Exactly. So I just want to make sure that we're still healthy.
yes,
And it seems like we are, right?
yes, we are.
And you don't anticipate anything that's gonna put us in the red for that matter.
No, but I will tell you, I was gonna say this later, but we do have to give the fire territory money tomorrow.
Yes.
So that will be transferred tomorrow. I will take a cashier's check over to them from our bank. If you remember, we were giving them our funds, approximately, I think it was 250,000.
Yeah, that we approved in the last week.
Yes. And it was our lit funds.
Yes.
So it was a half and a whole.
Yes. All right. The other question I had was with regard to the checks that have not cleared. Let's see what page that's on. I am not an accountant. I hire somebody else to do that work for my firm. But I wondered if you had an opportunity, or perhaps Marcia might be able to answer this question. Had an opportunity to speak to an accountant on how we get those outstanding checks off our book?
Marcia has already heard that, and we can knock them off after so many months, wasn't it, like after 12 months?
We can remove them if they're annoying.
Yes, we just have them on here because they're still there, but
Right.
we can take them off after, and they said after so many months, because Marcia did inquire about that.
Okay, yeah. I thought we talked about that in the last meeting. So
Yes.
Thank you for following up on that, Marcia. Or Deputy Trustee Rath. Okay, those are all the questions that I had. If my comments or questions, elicit any other comments or questions from the board? All right, seeing none. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the October statements. All those in favor state by saying aye. Chair says aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. All right, let us continue to the November statements.
All right,
Yeah.
and then November, our checking account. We had a beginning balance of $11,090.96. And we had deposits and other credits of $80,100. And then we had checks and other debts, $82,493. The ending balance was on the 28th, and that was $8,790.03. And I don't know if you want to look over that first before I start the savings.
So I didn't get a chance to ask about this in October, but I'll ask for it, a question to be answered now. That we formalized our processing for payroll.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Yes.
we actually hired a company.
yes.
If
So now we
I wonder if
have-
you might be able to
yes.
share with the public what that is.
We did hire out, which made my job a lot easier. I didn't realize how it didn't cost that much at all. I should have been saving myself the whole time, but I wasn't. So now we did hire out. They're pretty good about paying us. We get paid on time. They take all of our taxes out. We haven't really had any problems with them since they've taken over. And it saved me several days of work. So it's helped me tremendously that we hired out. And I don't remember the exact, how much is the exact cost of that, Martha? Do you remember? By any chance, what we paid them?
I can look at it, it's like 125.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's not much, and it's well worth it.
That mouth pick?
I don't think, let me, for you, do you want to know the monthly cost? No. I had the exact in here somewhere.
Yeah.
It looks like it's $102.40.
You found it, good for you, Ruby. Yeah, he is quick, because I can't see it anyway.
And then the month before it was $102.40 as well, so it does seem like it's a monthly fee.
Well, it depends on how many people they pay that month. Because we had both you and Kevin doing something different. In the months that Kevin got paid, it went up a little bit. The end of the year now, because everyone got paid, it went up a little bit. Now, starting in January 1, when we're all getting paid monthly, it'll be a set fee.
Okay. And is that around $100?
Yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, it'll be probably like 102.
Okay. So, and mind you, it did save, we used to pay $10,000 for an accountant. So it saved us a lot of money. And I still have $5,000 budgeted for that purpose, if we ever went back to something like that, but I don't suspect we will.
No, I like the fact that we have somebody that's automated and
Yes.
and they handle the taxes, the W-2s.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So.
And that was a real challenge for me
Oh, sure.
the last year when I did taxes, that,
What's the name of the company?
Payroll
Professionals.
Professionals.
They were actually recommended to us by Tom.
Which they're asking us to do.
That results.
You use those too, don't you, Portage?
I use MVP.
Oh,
But I
that's
do
right.
need the service.
That's right, I remember that, 'cause that's what Mark just used to use.
Payroll what?
Payroll professionals.
Were there any other questions or comments from the board?
I had a question about the historic cemetery restoration. The remainder of, what did he estimate originally for that? I mean, at
It
65,000?
was approximately, I think it was like 58 when he first told us. But mind you, that was a whole year difference. Plus, they found approximately 30 stones underneath. Some of them were 2 feet down, some of them were 3 feet down,
Mhm.
and they found 30 of them that they hadn't seen before. So they started moving the ground. And then they found all these additional stones. It looks beautiful if anyone's been out there. I don't know if anyone's, have you been out there?
I have, it is gorgeous.
It looks really nice, doesn't it?
And they put white stones around.
Yes.
And little Kimmy told me that a couple came on Sunday, husband and wife and baby, And they had the baby in a carrier while they were working on the stones. And it was on a Sunday.
Okay.
And so anybody that goes up there and looks at it, the people were outstanding that worked there.
Yes, they were.
And like I say, you can, as you drive by, you can see the white
Oh,
stone.
you can, yes, it looks really
Yeah.
nice. I was impressed with their work. They're the same ones that did our work over here.
Yeah, I knew that, yeah.
And they actually found pieces that they could not piece together. So they made a little mosaic out of them and put them all down. And I thought that was nice because they couldn't piece them. They're so old.
That one part there is so old, yeah,
Yes.
those white.
So they did what they
Sandpaper and
could,
stuff.
right? And we have a guarantee for several years, so if they get like, started to get gray or something, they will come out and re-whiten them. So they did a really good job, but I was impressed by when I looked at it.
I think they did a fantastic job. I down here and over there both.
So now the
I
problem
mean-
is we have trees that are so old,
You gotta get them.
And we have to get 'em. and I've had a problem getting tree men, and then we had an incident where some tree guys came, and I wasn't here that morning, so they didn't look around. But we definitely need some of those trees, and I hate to remove the trees, but
Well, if this,
we
you
kind of
know, a
have
lot
to do
of,
something.
places, they're cut off like 4 or 5.
Right.
So it doesn't disturb the roots that
Right.
are around the stones. So you still got the ground, the way it
There
should
were
be.
so many, I don't know if you remember that storm. And it pulled the roots and stuff up, which pulled stones up,
Uh-huh.
and then it broke several stones as well, so.
And fence.
Yes, so they've got that fixed, it was great, but that's another reason how they started finding some of the stones underneath, they were actually underneath the roots that got pulled up. So I know, and they're old trees, and I hate to get them cut, but we're gonna have to remove some of them,
They're gonna
because
come
they're
down
just
on
very,
Augustina's
very
house.
old, yes,
That, I mean,
So-
it's just still, you know,
yeah.
but like I say, you know, you can ask about the 4 foot or 5 foot, trunk.
Right,
And get that top off.
they're
and-
specialists, they're arborists, and they come, and I found some downstate too. And they'll work with the old trees, so, and they wanna try to save what they can too. This one out here I worry about, because
The road.
always limbs and things coming off of it. No one really wants to cut it down, but we have to do something with it. So, not sure, but we're getting there, and I've called several people. It's been hard getting estimates lately with people. We haven't had a lot of traffic coming in. We've tried, but a lot of people aren't responding. In fact, Marcia had a guy come out to look at our downstairs at a wall that was just crumbling. And he just got back today, and we've been wondering what's going on with him. But he's got a special circumstance, he's got an emergency going on, but it's hard to get people to respond to us right now. I think there's a lot of work or something going on.
But yes, that cemetery, I probably watched that cemetery, the one over here, the one in Buchanan, I can't, more than anybody in this room put together. And of course, I see that Kim, beside Kim there,
They were very nice to the people too. They offered their water.
yeah, they did, yeah,
Which was very nice because they've had to come fill up water at our station before when they were at the other place.
okay, yeah.
And they have these big, big tanks.
And they left, she said some of the things that they worked with, they put behind Kim's house. And left them there, cause they were coming back the next
Oh,
day.
okay. I thought you meant they left them.
No,
Okay.
not permanently, but they were coming back the next day, and she said, why do you load all that back in the truck and then in the morning take it back off? Just put it behind the house. She said it's really safe and they
Yeah.
probably have security like.
Yeah, that's nice though.
You know,
That was
but-
nice of them. And the man complimented that, so I was appreciative of that.
But
as
they
well.
were friendly and nice, and,
Yes,
but like she told about that having their baby out there, and they kept the baby moving wherever they were working and kept it out of danger.
and I found them through the ITA conference.
Mhm.
So that was nice to find them.
Mhm.
Because Tom has been trying to do that for a long time.
Oh,
We just
for a
don't
long
have
time.
local people to do it. So I was lucky I found them. And they were very good and responsive and
And it
I enjoyed
really
working with
looks
them.
good.
yeah.
It really looks good.
Well, that's good to hear. Were there any other questions, comments, or discussion from the board? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the November bank statement.
Make a motion to accept, the November financials as printed.
Is there a second?
Second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the November bank statements. Although, any further discussion, questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. All those opposed state by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion carries. Okay, so this brings us down to item number 8. I'm gonna rename this by way of executive privilege to the trustees report. Because I believe the good of the township under the agenda would be when the board members are heard at the end of the meeting. So for here, item number 8, we'll just note that in the minutes. It's the trustees report. So Jennifer?
Well, I just wanted to let everyone know that we had a successful hot dog chili dinner. Turned out very nice. We had a wonderful trunk or treat event. Marcia and a young lady that volunteers for us often, her name is Tammy, did a beautiful job of making a haunted house. It was a big hit. The kids loved it. We even had a dog that kept wanting to go back in. He was howling. He wanted to go back in. He liked the scare. And the young lady was, sitting up and scaring. We did have a few kids scream. My little dog was afraid of it, but the kids loved it. And that's the first time that I know since I've been here that we ever had a haunted house. And then we had our previous trustee, Tom McClanahan, who gave hay rides, and the kids loved it. I mean, we had a parking lot full of kids, and it was the most I've ever seen. I think probably, well, you wouldn't see it, but you were here, Kevin. It's probably the most you've seen, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a huge success. We had a lot of candies, a lot of volunteers came and passed out candy with us. So we just had a great event. It was fun. Everyone was walking around having a good time. We had a dog truck come that they do a mobile grooming, and they came and passed out dog treats along with kitty treats. But I mean, it was just a really fun event, and I think everyone enjoyed themselves. Everyone got loads of candy. We had loads of candy left. We had a young lady named Jenny call from the Republican Party who wanted to donate to the vets. So we gave her our leftover candy, and plus I had gotten more candy. She was taking treats to the veterans. So we were able to do that with the leftover. And then we had our Christmas potluck, which again was a huge success. Everyone enjoyed themselves. There was plenty of food. People brought food. Lately, we've been asking for donations for our pantry for personal items like hygiene. And we've had a lot of people doing it, and it's been very good. So I think our community is really nice of coming together, and our events have just turned out wonderful lately. So I'm very happy with that. I couldn't do it without everybody. Marcia, I don't think I could do my job without Marcia. So I want to give her thanks. She did the whole haunted house. I wanted to help. I said, oh, I'll help with it. My girls were all excited. And she took it over, and they just did a great job, more than what I could have done. Or my daughters, I think. They just really outdid themselves that day. And with our dinners, I was appreciative of all the help we got with that as well. I wanted to talk about, and today we also had a big toy giveaway. I'm sure most of you in here know that today. We had a big toy giveaway, and they were still down there working. We got donations by the Marines. We had a banker donate, 2 bankers, myself donated, my daughters donated. And it was just a very nice, fun event, but it was for the children were not here. The parents came out and picked the gifts. So it's nice. So we got plenty of gifts for the kids and food as well. So that was really nice. I also wanted to talk about, we've had a lot of people call for assistance lately, and it's been mostly rentals. And we've had a lot of rent. In fact, I know Kevin had said we needed to go above 24 last year when I put it at 24. He was right. We did do it at 24, and we will be out. But we have money we could take from our utilities, because I think most people got signed up for real services or something. We haven't been getting as much as those, so, but we're getting a lot of rental help. We have several people on continuing assistance. Can't mention their names, of course, but we had a lady suffering with cancer, waiting on disability, so we were doing a continuing assistance. This month, her assistance, she's getting her disability will finally kick in, so that was a good thing. But we've just been doing that. We have not had to send out anybody for food or toiletries since we've started the food pantry. which is nice. And you can see we have freezers behind you because our little room is not enough anymore. So, we're thinking about moving into this room and setting up shelves so we can take the person around. We have it in that little room, and you guys are all more than welcome to look before we leave. It is just too small. And when we have a food pantry open on Tuesdays, we have people lined up in the hall waiting. And we figured we'd do it another way where we can sit out here and wait and bring 1 or 2 people in and let them shop with shelving units and stuff around. And we have not, I pay Barbara $100 a month, which is, we paid her $200 last month, which is nothing in comparison to what she spends. I started a GoFundMe for them. I don't know if it's a conflict of interest. Marcia and I were just talking about that, so I have to check if I'm doing something wrong. But I didn't start under my trustee name, I started under my name, because they have a truck that has been breaking down. And so she said to use U-Haul, and so we're trying to get a box truck, so we started a GoFundMe. We've had a little bit of response, but I haven't shared it on our page here, because I don't know if it's a conflict of interest or not. But she does get $100 a month from us for gas, and she also has to give volunteers sometimes gas money to get here and back and forth. And again, we haven't had to send anybody out for any toiletries or food products. And I've even taken food out of here for my neighbors that are also German Township residents that need food. We have a lot of people from Portage, not Portage Manor, I'm sorry, Indian Springs and Maple Lane that come on Tuesdays to get food. And it's been successful. We were here one day, it closes at 2:30. We were here till 6 o'clock because people kept coming. But we had the food, so we just kept going.
I had a question.
Yes,
I know that when, or at least I'm assuming that when people sign up for assistance through the township, that they're turning in their information, so we have a database of that.
yes.
Do we do the same, well, do we do the same thing with the food pantry, or do we not do that because that's handled by Kingdom?
It's handled by
Yes.
Kingdom Business. If I know a person that's, in fact, Kingdom Business can serve on Tuesdays to anyone in the community. And Barbara will tell you, Jack the Ripper could come in there. If he's hungry, she's gonna feed him. And she's like that. So great. But I take German Township residents on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if they come in and have the need. Marshall will get me phone calls in the morning, say, well, so-and-so called, they need food. So I'll call them back and then I can give them food. And we know they have need. They're German Township residents.
And
So-
you keep a database? I'm just thinking.
No,
of the
we have a
numbers.
sign-up sheet for, in Barbara's pantry.
Yeah.
There's a sign-up sheet and it tells how many people she has fed.
Perfect.
So we do that because she also has to turn that in because she was getting a little funding from United Way
Okay.
at one point. So you have to turn all that in. She has to do exactly what we do. We have to report all of our stuff. She does too. She just doesn't have to have all the birth certificates and the social security cards and license like we do.
Yeah.
And their banking information. She doesn't have to do that. And that's something we have to do for all of our assistants. We have to get what they've spent during the month, how much they make. We see check stubs. So we have to ask for a lot. And that kind of deters some people from coming, but not for the food pantry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there an actual soup kitchen here?
We did have, today she cooked today too, but that was for people.
No, I mean, not for people that are working. You know, you had people working today, so you had food for, soup or food for
That
them.
was for people who were leaving too, who were just hungry.
Oh, okay. But
Um,
I mean, in the paper one time, it said the German Township had a soup kitchen here.
What we did was for summer, when the kids were not gonna be fed lunch, we were gonna open, and we did, we opened it up for a little bit, but then they started feeding the kids anyway. South Bend schools decided to go ahead.
Yeah.
But that's what we had opened it for to begin with, because we were kind of worried about the kids. And that's something I'll probably always do, worry about the kids if they can't eat. So we opened it up for 2 times, or just 1 time a week, actually. It was on a Thursday.
Jennifer, I had another question. When you were talking about this, idea of expanding the food pantry to this
Yes.
space here. And I know, like, for example, my, home association holds their meetings here.
Yes,
When if we do in fact expand this, food pantry, is that gonna, take away space from people that maybe rent, like the church? uses this space? or-
The church, one church has agreed, they'll go into this little room. They only have usually 4 to 5 people. That's a small church that comes later. As long as they have this stand right here and chairs, they're fine over there. And if we empty that room, it gives you a little space. It's like half of
So
this.
you'd be maximizing the space that, you're working with the space and maximizing where where the greater need is.
Right.
So
Now,
then,
the other church has signed a contract and they get this building every week. And they put kids up here. So they're very nice. I think I can talk to them too, because they only had 2 teenagers over there. Well, I would rather feed 30 people
sure.
than have 2 teenagers and they can sit downstairs and we have partition. Also, the little kids that come up here, if they can go into there, that would be fine. But I've got to talk to the young lady named Jean and the pastor, but he had a stroke, so I have not talked to them yet.
Sorry to hear. The other question I had, then, now that we're talking about perhaps an expansion, didn't we talk about in the capital improvement plan of perhaps expanding this building itself?
Yes. I have talked to a man named Bob Horn about this property next door, because we want to square it off. Because, we own like 140, or were we saying 140 to 152 feet?
I think it goes this way, 165.
Okay, so out here, we've got plenty of space. We've never utilized it, it's all woods. But it
Except for the
ends.
mushroom.
Huh?
Except for the mushroom.
Yeah. So where people go get those wild mushrooms. And then we end at the end of the building now. So it's odd, and our stuff, some of it is on their property, like our dumpster. We aren't supposed to have that on the cement at all. We can get fined for that, but that's their property. And so we have pushed it a little bit, but when the guy comes to empty it, it always gets parked crooked. And then they said our shed was on their property a little bit too, just inches. But then when Marcia and I've looked at it, it doesn't look like that. It looks like our shed is on our property. And then, there's 3 ladies over here that own that property, and they're in court with it right now, deciding what to do with it. So I'm talking to a gentleman now who is in kind of charge of it. And I said, look, we only want 2/3 of the property. We only want 2/3 of an acre just to square it.
Sure.
And that's it. And then that would be nice. We could expand. We got this beautiful pickleball court, but no one sees it. So if we got all these woods and things cut down, we could utilize that space, make more parking spaces, use it for a basketball court, and potentially a little shed out there, something for a food pantry that we could use, like a building somewhat like the size of this room.
Great, thank you. And then I see here on the agenda that we mentioned, well, that's the trustees report. Did anybody else on the board have any questions or comments? All right, so I'd like to go on to the next item on the agenda, which was the fire meetings with regard to fire territory.
Yes, and I was on that Zoom meeting when I was on the phone with you, so I was preoccupied. I was trying to do that, and they knew I was on a phone. They knew I was working, but I had my phone muted. So we have to have all these different meetings in order to make it legal, we have to have 2 board members and a trustee at these meetings. Well, what they've decided, because there was gonna be like 30 some meetings. Well, that's kind of impossible. So now we're all gonna meet together. Penn, us, Harris, Clay, Indian Village, and Roseland. And it seems like I'm skipping one. Osceola. Center's kind of backed away. They haven't really been in contact. I don't know why, but that's okay. So in order to continue to pay the firemen correctly, we have to merge, and it all has to be done by the end of March. So I put on here proposed dates because I have to ask everyone, because not everyone's schedule is going to work all at the same time.
I think I note now, Kevin, that what Jennifer was proposing was a date on the 12th or 13th of February.
Yes.
Is that right? 'Cause
I'm sorry, that's January.
January.
Then it cut off. So the 12th or the 13th of January, with another meeting on February 16th or 18th,
Yes.
and a March 6th, a March. Well, I guess there were still dates
The March,
that we.
yes,
could
and I was
figure out.
trying to let everyone pick a day, because I told them that you have to be reasonable, because I know you are on a board and you're on board and you teach. I'm pretty freed up, but, and I don't know about Mary Ellen, isn't always free. And there's a lot of things that Mary Ellen's been doing now, going out of town and things, so we can pick dates out of these, and I just have to get back with them within the next week or so. So
All
these
right,
are the proposed dates, and then the time, where you see this 4 and 6. They're talking about that because they want to finish it all in one day, so they want us to do a meeting at 4, take a break at 5:30, and then come back at 6. And do another meeting, because there's so many that we have to do, and we're all gonna be all in the same room, all of the different boards.
so all of us on the board can expect to receive an email from you within a week so that we can propose these.
Yes, and I want you guys to kind of be thinking about what dates, so everyone can send them to me, so I can get them prepared to send to them.
And then this meeting that that's with regard to this fire territory that the different
advantages.
townships need a vote for approval. Are these meetings open to the public?
Yes,
So then, once those dates are finalized, we'll be able to share that on our
Yes, and-
Facebook and on our.
right, we can share it on our side, but we don't necessarily have to, the meetings are not gonna be held here. I offered our meetings to be held here. They were gonna do one at Harris, and we were gonna do one at Penn. So all of it will be published in the paper, but all of us will know. And if anyone else from the public wants to know, I suppose we can post it out here. But, so it has to be one posting, and Doris Porterly's, who's from Penn, was gonna handle that.
Did anybody on the board have any
May
questions?
I ask a question?
Sure.
It's up to Ruth.
This meeting that you're all gonna get together, is this to make sure that German still stays in, or?
Oh,
I
we're
mean, I
still-
went through the other, I
Right.
went through the original,
Oh,
and there is no way that German Township has enough money to have their own fire department. I mean.
no, we're not doing that. We're staying with Clay. We're staying with the
okay,
territory,
Okay,
but we need to add more. So what we're trying to do is add Penn, Osceola, and we were gonna do Center, but Center's kind of backed off. We don't know what they're
they've
doing.
been there before.
So they're kind of backing off. So, and that's okay, because we weren't gonna get any extra from Center anyway. They were already at their levy, and so this is gonna be a territory. And I don't know if you've kept up with the Senate Bill 1, the state would really prefer us to all be one territory in St. Joe County, which I find kind of impossible. Because
They
to
did
do
it with the
this,
sheriff's department.
yeah, this is a lot different than a sheriff's department.
Well, yes.
There's apparatuses to split, there's ambulances to split. Also, just to let our residents know, German Township, we're losing 2 of our fire emergencies over here at this, Cleveland station. That's not ours, that's South Bend. But we are losing that, they're done. They're gonna be done after next year, so we're gonna try to buy out
Equipment?
some of their equipment, their ambulances mostly. We've lost 4 medics. We're in the process of training right now some, and we're gonna hire a few more pretty soon. We have to go through that process. They started at 90, now it's eliminated down to 45. Then it's gonna go down to 15, and then they're going to start doing polygraphs and background checks. So then we have to hire 4 people, but it takes 2 years to become a medic. So, and we lost those because they went elsewhere for higher pay.
So this is the challenge that we're suffering.
Right.
With other territories being created.
Paying more, right?
Paying more. And so we're still, that's part of the reason why we submitted the lit funds on behalf of
Yes.
German Township in order to retain the firemen that we have now. Recognizing the great service that they provide to German Township. And echoing what Dolores had mentioned earlier, which is the fact that, yeah, it's not to our, at least in my opinion, it's not to our advantage to even consider leaving the territory.
No,
Especially since we're landlocked. And
Yes.
we rely on the information. We have resources to our department here that's able to provide fire protection because we don't have fire hydrants within
Right.
German Township. And so this is something that we need, and certainly we'll be advocating to be able to remain and
Yeah.
hopefully for the expansion of the territory.
so this money that we are giving them is for this year, only for the 26 calendar year. For 27, everyone's tax rate will go up along with all the other territories that are joining us, so we can continue to pay the rate that we need to pay. because everywhere else was making quite a bit more than what we were making. So that's why we lost some. And we can't afford to lose medics because it takes a long time to train. So,
They're good. He didn't even make my arm purple.
yeah, they're good. Our medics are good. We have some really highly trained, and to get through that training after we've had to learn, because now we have a merit board and all the stuff I've learned what they have to do. There was a 110-pound young lady who tried. And I just thought, oh, how cool of her. But the equipment you put on weighs so much. Just the shoes you put on and the coat. The poor girl didn't make it, but she made it far. She made it pretty good. But, so they have to really work hard, and their training is, I just can't believe how much training they have to go through.
Yeah, well, it's clear that we have a top-notch.
Yes, and we do, because we have the accreditation for quite a few years.
Those guys are terrific. When they came and got me Tuesday, they went through the house, turned off all the lights. Are you coming back? I said, probably not. And, I mean, they just, somebody said, well, Charlie was on the fire department for 23 years.
Right.
That's all. But they come in and even 11, the guys at 11 in the ambulance, and I mean, they make sure that the doors are locked, and
Yes.
first thing they did is, cover my ports, cause they knew they couldn't get the gurney in the house. They got there before. I mean, they're so outstanding, but there was
They
a
are.
real little girl
Oh, okay.
on the ambulance. I mean, there were 3 guys, but this
Right.
little teeny
Girl, yeah. And they
lady.
have to go through it all too. They have
Yeah,
to get all that equipment on.
and
So I give them credit, the little ones, like, wow, I don't know how you did it, but they get through it.
yeah.
And
Okay,
they
Kat.
actually help us quite a bit. They bring a lot of stuff upstairs since our food pantry is upstairs. We have loads, going back and forth, and we've had them come over and help us, and they've done an hour's worth, and it still took them all, but it was very helpful, so.
Well, I think they get bored, actually, because the time before when they picked me up, I fell because I had taken the trash and that out, but I hadn't put the plastic bags in the waste baskets. And the one fireman said, where's your plastic bags? And he went through and made sure all my baskets, and here I'm headed for the hospital.
Oh, that was
And,
nice.
yeah, I mean, so those guys really have done an outstanding job
Yes.
for me.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, just, the comment you made about one fire territory for the whole county. We go to a lot of these township meetings, and the ones down south, they're very much against it, because they're afraid that response times will go up, because county will prioritize the more densely populated areas, might get them shorter strip, but they don't have local control.
Right,
So-
and I agree with that.
So,
Yeah, we don't want that either. And what I was bringing up this station over here, because this station over here in Cleveland, even though we're German Township and they're the city, they answer my neighborhood calls. So that's gonna be a shift, because now they aren't gonna be there. I don't think they answer your guys's, but they answer mine because I'm still city and also township.
I would
Where I
say
live.
they're in township. I would say they're South Bend German.
They are, but they're done with their ambulance, so now that's gonna be ours to take over. So I said, oh geez, I better make sure I'm friendly with the firemen. He said, "Hey, ambulance, you better come to my house." But, so they were the ones who answered calls in my neighborhood. I live over right off Riverside. But it's still German Township, but it's city.
All right, so now so we can wrap up, item number 10. Jennifer, Madam Trustee, we can look forward to a proposal of dates, and then I invite the members of the board to respond promptly so that we can lock in those dates.
Thank you very much.
So the next item I had on the agenda was with regard to this, is it the workman's comp letter that you're
Yes, it
looking for?
is. And I need
Right.
a signature saying that you guys, it says even if you're 0% day-to-day business, to sign that and write that. And Mary Ellen, I'm sorry, I spelled your name backwards with the I and the E. I'm very sorry about that. I will get you a correct one. And then I just need a signature from all of you on our letterhead for the insurance.
Okay,
And you can
so
read that paper.
I'll invite the members of the board to take an opportunity to review this. I don't think it's necessary to have this signed now.
It is, I'm sorry, but it is because I
Right now
have
during
it.
the board meeting?
Well, not right now during the board meeting, but I need it by the end of. It tells you, let's see, what day does it say? And we just got this too, so.
Right,
Due date, the 19th.
okay. So I
So if
invite
you guys
members
need
of
to
the
go over
board to take an opportunity to review this letter today, and if you can get it in today, great. But we have preferably it be submitted before the 19th.
Yes, So by Friday.
Any questions or comments from the board with regard to that letter? Nope. All right, next, I don't see him on the, see her on the agenda, but I would invite the deputy trustee to make a report with regard to our hall and usage rental.
Thank you.
You want to?
Well, as everyone is aware, our hall has gone crazy. The rentals have really exploded for the month of November. We had 24. December is totally booked. We're booking into 27 already. We are now trying to, because of Jennifer's goings on with the food pantry, we're trying to make sure that we can squeeze everyone in without using the small hall anymore. We didn't have that many rentals for that, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. But we are currently, as of the end of November, we have exceeded our last year totals for revenue. And we are going to probably add another $3,000 to that rental before the end of the year for December. So things have been really well. We've been keeping track of the utilities, and the utilities from this year to last year, even with all of the additional bookings, utilities are only up a couple $100 for the month or for the year. So the home rentals are going well. Everyone seems to be pleased. And as I said to Jennifer the other day, home rentals have become a full-time job.
Literally,
Literally.
like the phone rings off the hook and we have people calling and wanting to book and we don't have any room. Our Christmas just opened because someone canceled. But we had so many people calling Christmas morning. No, we don't have it. We don't have it. And someone cancels. Like, oh, what's going to happen now? But we are always full.
Yeah, so, and everyone likes our facility. They think it's great. The rent is reasonable, it's fair, everybody can afford it. We haven't had too many issues with
No.
people not taking care of it or cleaning it up, so things are going well. And like I say, we're already booked into next year and we've had people booking for 27. So it looks like it's gonna go on and just continue to grow and we may have to hire a
Yeah.
person. So,
And we may. Is it Marshall left? I don't know what would happen if,
Those of us on the board, any questions or comments?
No.
I have a question for Marcia.
mhm.
Are you okay my request for the August?
After 2 p.m. if it's on Sunday.
Yeah, well, it was a big question before and then I've been sick for like 6 months. I haven't been able to. But that is reserved for me in August.
Well, you hadn't gotten back to me and told me that you were okay with the after 2 p.m. But
I think that's between me and the church.
Any other questions or comments?
I just want to
I'm
make
sorry.
sure that it's secure before I call Steve and tell him that we definitely have a.
and you did find that you did not write us a check, correct?
Yes, I have the covered copy.
Okay.
I went to the bank and you were like the biggest joke because they said that was not my place to look for the $100. It was the township.
It wasn't, I'm not, I don't want to argue about it, but it wasn't Marcia's because she didn't have the check. So,
She had the number and everything right on the paper. I didn't bring the paper because,
okay,
was the check cashed?
no,
yeah, that's what, yeah. The check never got cashed.
but I gave it to her. And
Right.
she wrote on the paper that she received it.
Okay, I don't want to.
Seems to me like this is something that can be
Yes,
resolved.
that can be resolved.
So long as we get that date and time reserved. I think we'll be good. Okay, so next we have the hearing of visitors. Here's an opportunity for the community to be heard uninterrupted for a period of 2 minutes. Is there a sign-up sheet?
There is.
And so I have, Mr. Skelton, Bert. We got to be heard.
Yeah, you said you got somebody new to do the payroll for the
Yeah.
employees here. How many employees are employed by German Township?
Myself, Marcia, the board, the housekeeper and a maintenance man.
Well, housekeeper is next.
So
Yeah, the house, I'm sorry, housekeeper is not on our payroll.
how many is that?
There's 6.
All I had.
And, Mr. Rolfus, usually we allow a period of 2 minutes for remarks. It might be your first meeting, so I wanted to invite you if you had anything.
Everything I wanted to say. So
All
thank
right,
you.
sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, we'll close the hearing of visitors and we'll go on to good of the township. Anybody on the board who wishes to be heard?
Yes,
Ms. McNeil?
is the flag on Craigwitter? Is it changed yet?
No. I do have the flags. They do need change.
You know, it's shredded.
Yes.
I think the state up there is too.
They keep shredding and we've been changing them quite frequently.
I think that gets caught in.
Ours doesn't shred out here, but the others, the cemetery shred real easy. And I don't know, one's very high, this one is. And I think it must just get caught and the wind just goes. And the one out there, but this one doesn't. And I don't know if it's because it's protected by the trees or not, but this one doesn't shred. So, but yes, our maintenance man does those.
Okay. It's supposed to warm up by the end of the week pretty good.
Okay,
So you'll be able to have somebody follow up on it? Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Kevin, any comments or?
Yeah, just a few. Make it real quick. It's, that time of year when, as I always told my membership of bricklayers out there, it's not about, this time of year, it's not about us, but it's about family. And, we've lost some, we've gained some. And I think if everybody remembers that, then that'll help try and keep things sane in a world that is just, I don't get, but, with that, happy holidays, everybody be safe. Watch out for the other person, and, see somebody in need, give them a hand. So with that, next year is gonna be, the board side is gonna be, I don't know, with the proposition, 1 and whatever they call it, they don't know what's going on. We had a meeting about it today.
Oh, you did as well? You did?
Yeah, and, with the building trades and it's not good. It's not good, and it's gonna be about June that people are really gonna see it, for what it is, and I hope we're all wrong, but, there's gonna be some different changes, and that's gonna be with us. It's gonna be with everybody, so we're just gonna have to be patient and work our way through it. So everybody else is gonna have patience with it, because it's a tough one to really understand. But we'll get there, but I think it's been a good year. Our balance sheet shows that. We got money to go and do these projects that we were talking about. So for right now, we're still in pretty good shape. I think, we've been doing a pretty good job of monitoring that for people in German Township. So we'll see what it brings, but as it is right now, we're pretty healthy, and I hope everybody here stays that way and has a good holiday.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Mr. McClanahan.
Do you mind if I ask you something? Do you understand Senate Bill 1 a little better than like the people at the county level, or?
I think, nobody knows if those computers are gonna spit out and you get your tax bill next April.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's gonna be higher than people expect, and they're gonna think that's we want to fix everything. I think it helps the businesses more than it helps the homeowners.
Okay,
But
that's,
the
I
formulas
wondered.
are so complex. I'm a math guy, and
Okay,
I can't understand it. I understand
can't.
basics, but I don't know I think there's gonna be some surprises for people next April.
okay,
I know that the county is estimating the total property taxes will go up 3%. Here are the big crisis, but then next year, which is slightly above the inflation rate.
right.
Now, it's been 7%. They're used to getting way more in inflation, so if they're correct in their budget estimate, that doesn't tell me we're in a crisis, it's going up at the inflation rate.
Right,
But, yeah, there's some surprises just.
okay, so the county is not getting as much, I'm not getting it either, and I'm trying. I've read so many things about it and it's just going around and so I don't know what's gonna happen. We're not supposed to get funds next year from the local income tax, the LIP funds. After
That's
two
right, this year, I thought it was
2020.
27 that started.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 2026,
Yeah.
we are, and then 2027. I was under the impression we're not, so it makes me wonder how the townships are gonna survive if we no longer get those. We do get different funds. You know, we get like the wheel tax and those type of funds. But I'm wondering, they were gonna try to eliminate townships at one point. And then that's kind of gone off because people from the townships thought, oh, well, and then I don't think the county really wants all the jobs of the township either. Because I don't know how they would do assistance and stuff either, so. It's made me wonder what's gonna happen then in 27 when we don't have those LIP funds, so I'm trying to understand myself.
The good news is you have company, because the school boards are even in bigger problems with you guys.
Yes,
And I think that they're gonna make some changes. I think the legislature will have to make some changes to it. To
Okay.
address that.
thank you, thank you.
And I do have one comment. I love the cat.
Oh, well, thank you. I actually forgot I had this on. I was gonna put my glasses on my head. Thank you. We did a toy drive today, or toy giveaway, so
Madam Trustee would invite you for any comments for the good of the township.
I think I've given them all, but thank you. I told you all of our dinners were successful and our trunk or treat. And the toy giveaway was wonderful. We had people from the community donate. The Marines donated. I think everything's really been going great.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, members of the public and members of the board, Madam Trustee, Deputy Trustee, I just want to thank everybody for the input, the support, and the energy that you've given to German Township. I especially want to congratulate our trustee and our deputy trustee for the work that they've done for German Township and the good of this community. I'd like to thank my fellow board members for the work that they've done throughout the year. I believe that German Township is a great place to live. And I certainly believe that those that work and participate within German Township have done what they could to make sure that people feel at home. They feel welcome when they come to this community center. And
They
for
do.
that I'm proud. So I'd like to thank everybody for being willing participants and being engaged in the community here in German Township. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second.
I second it.
All right.
Thank you.
We
And I'll
adjourn.
tell you this for everyone who doesn't know. Me and Marcia are bipartisan, Democrat, Republican, and we get this place going.
Yeah.
So
Happy
it's been
holidays,
a good
everybody.
thing. Thank you so much.